Dialogue has been established between commanders of militias of the Donetsk People's Republic and the Ukrainian army units near the settlement of Shirokina in eastern Ukraine. Ukraine's representative at the Joint Center for Control and Coordination of the Ceasefire Regime, General Alexander Rozmaznin, said on Friday. Ukraine's representatives underscored that the GCCC's efforts has brought about certain results. It inspires certain optimism that heavy weapons are no longer used, he noted. This is the official stance of Kyiv. Meanwhile, the influential French daily Le Monde has reported Kyiv puts forward conditions which are not stipulated by the Minsk agreements. Kyiv's perceived violation of the peace accords signed in Minsk, Belarus, was generating disquiet in the French capital, the daily says, noting the elusive presidential administration's reaction to the fact that Ukrainian authorities failed to honor commitments aimed at bringing peace to the embattled Donbas region. Ukraine's Interpol-wanted leader of extremist group Right Sector, Dmitry Yarosh, has been appointed as an advisor to the country's chief of general staff. He has agreed to legalize thousands of Nazi battalions fighters as an assault team subordinate to the regular army. The Right Sector's armed paramilitary battalions agreed to be subordinated to military leaders, the ministry said. Colonel General Viktor Muzhenko, chief of general staff, and Dmitry Yarosh agreed the format of cooperation between Right Sector and the Ukrainian armed forces, Ukraine's defense ministry said in a statement. Yarosh, who was one of the main figureheads of the violence-seeped COP last year, is wanted by Interpol for incitement of terrorism and extremist activities. Despite his notoriety, Yarosh is an elected member of the Ukrainian parliament heading the Right Sector political party, which is banned in Russia as an extremist organization. Apparently, Ukraine is united, and this unity is unity with Nazis. Chief editor of Ukrainian website Hwila.net and director of Center of Political Analysis Yuri Romanenko has stressed that Kiev forces have to kill Russian journalists. The main reason of this kind of terror acts is prevented of neutral coverage of recent events in Donbas. According to Kiev political analysts, the only right media view on the situation is view of pro-Kiev media. All other journalists have to be killed by target fire of Kiev military. Yuri Romanenko has already proposed that democratic idea to his US colleagues in recent expert meeting around Ukrainian crisis in Harvard. Kiev-style democracy, now in Harvard. On the last weekend, people took to the streets of Germany and Bulgaria in support of world peace and denouncing militarization, the arms trade and NATO's role in conflicts around the globe. The demonstration took place in Berlin on Saturday and in Sofia, Varna, Plovdiv on Sunday. Representing some different organizations, activists were united the idea of countering NATO aggression and support of Novorossiya. The rallies were held in coordination with International Organization of Peaceful Nation and Information Support of South Front Team. Leader of the Czech Republic, Miloš Zeman, says he won't let any ambassador of another nation intrude with advice over his foreign visits. This comes as the US ambassador criticized Zeman's plans to go to Moscow's celebration of the World War II parade. I'm afraid after this statement the doors of the Prague castle are closed for Ambassador Shapiro, Zeman told Parlamentny Listy web portal on Saturday. Prague castle is the president's official residence and office. Earlier, the US ambassador to the Czech Republic, Andrew Shapiro, criticized Zeman's decision to go to Russia for Victory Day celebrations in May. He called the plans short-sighted. First, US won't control foreign visits of its Czech partners. Then it will want control foreign policy, and in the end US ambassadors would like lead the internal policy. The US's problem is Miloš Zeman don't like this way of so-called partnership.